Good evening. I'm Byron Scott with the CTV News Update. It was a case that shocked the county. 28-year-old Prince George's County police officer who was defending the headquarters during an attack is gunned down by friendly fire. Today, relatives gathered where it all happened.
No amount of money is worth the life of my son, especially after he was a hero, saved the community, saved an entire community, only to be recklessly and carelessly shot.
It's been 6 years since Sheila Colson lost her son Ja'Kai during an armed attack outside the former Prince George's Police headquarters in Palmer Park.
It's hard, and I will never get over it. That pain will always be there.
Today, the family and its legal team held a press conference in the spot where he was gunned down to make an announcement.
The Colson family filed a civil suit in this case in an effort to get answers about what happened to their son. And today we announced that that case has reached a settlement with the county.
It was March 13, 2016. Three brothers, Michael, Elijah, and Malik Ford, staged an armed attack on the police station. The family says Michael Ford, who was the shooter, was shot by Colson, was coming out of the building at the time. But it was fellow officer Taylor Krause who thought Colson was one of the gunmen and took him down. Krause was never indicted. The family says the case is about race.
Ja'Kai Colson was a strong black man. Taylor Krause is a white officer. The shooters in this case, and by shooters I'm talking about the Ford brothers, Michael Ford, who stood in the middle of the street and waged an assault on this police station, were black. And so the only justification that could be provided was that Taylor Krause thought that Ja'Kai Colson was somehow involved in this shooting.
The Colsons say the case is not over and say they may pursue criminal charges against Krause, who was since retired from the force.
The settlement, although it alleviates the torture of a courtroom, by no means is the Colson family finished, all right? Because there's still justice to be done, and as long as my wife and our other son, Ja'Kai's younger brother, has breath and strength in us, you best believe we're not going nowhere.
Attorneys say the family settled for the maximum amount allowed by law in this case, $400,000. And we have an update tonight about a police-involved shooting last week that left one man with serious injuries. Greenbelt Police today discussed the shooting that took place at Plateau Place on May 2nd. Chief Richard Bauer says 46-year-old Kenneth Littlefield contacted 911 saying he was suicidal. Investigators say when the two officers arrived, Littlefield lunged at one of them with a knife. Reporters were shown body cam footage of the incident, but police would not release copies to the media. However, we were able to get some freeze frames of the incident, each officer firing 5 rounds.
It's a very difficult call for service. Generally, the officers need to make some sort of essentially a triage of what's happening before they can start to decide whether this is going to be a call in which they would do an emergency petition or provide some other sort of services. And that usually requires some sort of at least initial contact with the individual. In this particular case, this all transpired very quickly. And, based on what you've seen, it happened very quickly, and it appears that it was initiated by the caller.
Meantime, Prince George's police are investigating the incident. No word yet on whether charges are pending against Littlefield. Well, with many of the COVID numbers trending up, the American Pharmacists Association is urging people to get vaccinated and boosted. Here in Maryland, there are more than 1,500 new cases. The positivity rate at the state level is above 6%. Here in Prince George's County, it's at 7.21%. 5 Marylanders have died over the past 24 hours and 309 are hospitalized.
COVID is not over by a long shot. And, the best thing that we can do is continue to take as many preventative measures as possible. So, get vaccinated, get your friends and family vaccinated, get your children vaccinated if they're eligible, is really the best way to keep our communities safe. Vaccinated people are 41 times less likely to die from COVID than unvaccinated people. So I can't stress strongly enough how important that protection is for you and your loved ones.
For more information, go to pharmacist.com. Well, the uptick in COVID cases prompts two health officers to encourage indoor mask use once again. Health commissioners from Baltimore City and Arundel County are encouraging a voluntary return to mask use as positivity rates increase. Both jurisdictions are strongly recommending that masks be worn indoors and in public settings, regardless of vaccination status. Now, Maryland has seen a 53% jump in new cases since last week, and a more than 55% increase in hospitalizations since May 1st. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Coming up, free groceries at your local library. That story after the break. Stay tuned.
Hi, surfer dude, what's up? I see you looking at me. Take those earbuds out of your ears and come talk to me. I'm the Big C.
What is the Big C?
I'm here to tell you about skin cancer.
Hello.
Did you know your risk for melanoma doubles if you've had more than 5 sunburns?
No.
No. Listen, mirrors don't lie. And more than 2 people die from skin cancer every hour.
Oh, man.
That's terrible.
If we see something new, changing, or unusual, that could be skin cancer.
Is there skin cancer on me right now?
I'm not a dermatologist, but you know who is?
Yeah.
Your dermatologist. Come closer. That tiny spot on your nose could be the end of you. You guys checking yourselves out in the mirror right now? That could be skin cancer. The good news is if you catch it early enough, you can be A-OK. You gotta get checked, girl.
Do I?
Yes! Everybody has to get checked. See the Big C today.
Welcome back. A local man is missing tonight and police want your help in finding him. He is 51-year-old Franklin Rollins. He was last seen yesterday morning on the 4000 block of Forestville Road. Now, Rollins police say is about 6'2" and weighs 205 pounds. He was last seen driving a 2012 Kia Sorento with Virginia tags. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to contact the authorities. Well, several county libraries are giving out free groceries this week. This was the scene at the New Carrollton branch today, where the community health worker in the library program was underway. Now, under that program, if you come in for a free health assessment, you'll get a free bag of groceries.
The library is big on partnering to help the community. We'll do anything we can to help the community, to meet them where they are, to provide the services that they need. So we've provided food distributions before, we've done cold distributions, vaccine clinics, we've passed out test kits and masks. So any way that we can help our community, we're more than willing to try.
Now, medical workers will also provide free KN95 masks and COVID rapid test kits. The program is expected to run through June at 5 libraries across the county. Well, a county council member sponsors a bill to address climate change. As we told you yesterday, Council Member Tom Dernoga is the key lawmaker behind CB 15. It'll require that builders install infrastructure for electric vehicle charging in all residential developments. Now, Dernoga says it'll save homeowners money down the line if they decide to buy an electric vehicle.
Every single family house would have to, whether townhouse or single family house, every single one would be set up with the infrastructure. So you would run the cable and have a plug so that it's already set near your parking pad. It has to be within 15 feet of where at least one vehicle in the house would park. So it'd probably be in the garage.
Dernoga says the bill implements part of the county's climate action plan. Well, Prince George's police are looking for the person or persons who shot a convenience store clerk in District Heights. It happened last night at the 7-Eleven on the 6100 block of Marlboro Pike. Now, investigators say the clerk was shot and the cash register was stolen. No word yet on the status of the clerk. The incident happened less than a mile from where a 4-year-old boy and a teenager were shot in a drive-by shooting last Wednesday. Well, the majority of Democratic candidates in the General Assembly and other statewide offices pledged support for cleaner energy. Tomorrow, a coalition of environmental groups plans to announce names of more than 100 candidates who are supporting 100% clean electricity by the year 2035. They join a growing list of environmental, labor, business, and justice groups in signing the Maryland Climate Justice Resolution.
We, with the help of these legislators who have committed to it, we will likely have legislation in the year 2023 that will mandate that the state move to an 80% carbon-free electricity grid by 2030 and 100% carbon-free electricity grid by 2035. It would move us toward more wind power, including offshore wind power, more solar, both utility scale solar and rooftop solar. It will make sure that those clean energy jobs are good paying union jobs. And it will also make sure that at least 40% of the benefits and investments go toward historically environmentally disadvantaged communities.
The General Assembly passed the Climate Solutions Now Act this past session. Well, a new congressional report says that a Baltimore manufacturer mishandled 400 million COVID-19 vaccine doses. The report found that poor conditions at the Emergent Biosolutions facility led to the destruction of doses between late 2020 and mid-2021. 330 million went bad due to poor quality control. Another 60 million were left to expire. The analysis also shows employees were aware of the issues and removed quality control tags from batches of vaccines prior to a visit from the FDA. The federal contract with Emergent was terminated in December, make that November 2021 under the Biden administration. And please stay tuned, more news in just a bit.
I expected it to be a lot easier.
I thought it was going to be a piece of cake. I didn't know what step to take next.
I was transitioning from the military.
I was a vehicle gunner.
An avionics specialist.
I was an MP, military police.
My friends thought I could do anything.
I missed my unit, my family.
Playing with my daughter, I felt like a stranger.
I was overwhelmed.
I couldn't sleep.
I just wanted to be by myself.
I didn't have a clear sense of what to do next.
I was too proud. And then I thought, if I'm going through this, other veterans have gone through it too,
right?
I started to open up.
And it made a huge difference.
So I reached out and I saw that I wasn't alone.
Because before I was able to take on my next mission, I had to take on just taking care of myself.
To find
Purpose.
We are not alone. Other veterans have transitioned from the military and overcome mental health challenges. Visit maketheconnection.net.
Welcome back. Dr. Monifa McKnight will be one of the highest paid school superintendents in Maryland. The Montgomery County School Board approved her contract yesterday. It has an annual base salary of $320,000. The board voted unanimously in February to remove her interim title and appoint her permanently. Dr. McKnight's contract officially begins on July 1st. Well, a new building with a big price tag will soon go up at Maryland's oldest HBCU. Officials from Bowie State University and Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford gathered yesterday for the groundbreaking ceremony for the new Communication, Arts, and Humanities building. The facility will cost $159 million. It will house several departments as well as an auditorium, amphitheater, classrooms, and more. The building will be named after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as expected to open in the fall of 2024. Well, congratulations are in order for Miles Frost of Bowie State University. He's been nominated for a Tony Award, one of Broadway's top honors. Frost is a music technology major at Bowie State. Since last year, he's played the lead role in the Broadway show MJ the Musical. He calls his nomination, quote, a beautiful moment. A D.C. native, Frost has been nominated for Best Performance and a leading role in the musical category. And now your weather forecast. Tonight, cloudy with lows around 57 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy skies possible, showers, highs in the 60s. Friday, a 50% chance of rain, highs near 70. And Saturday, rain likely with highs at around 76 degrees. And that's your news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.